about to have an anxiety attack. Just can't do this one. It's just too gnarly.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 jackass injuries you actually see in the movie.
Where are we going, Knoxville?
The hospital?
What the hell are we doing that for?
I don't know. Apparently I have a big gash in my head and I think I'm a little concussed.
For this list, we'll be looking at any injuries, significant or otherwise, that can actually be seen in the Jackass films. Note that we may not always show the extent of the injuries in their entirety for obvious reasons. Needless to say, don't try to replicate any of these at home, or anywhere else for that matter. Which of these did you find the most shocking? Let us know in the comments below.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10. Welts. Jackass number 2. Not a serious injury, but quite nasty nevertheless. Dunn, Bam, and Knoxville all received welts after getting shot by a riot control weapon in Jackass number 2.
Fire in the hole!
The tension was quite palpable as weapons expert Daniel Alvarez was explaining that the rubber balls shoot out at 500 feet per second. Dave England panicked and backed out, and both Bam and Dunn were clearly hesitant about performing the stunt.
Dude, Knoxville is if Knoxville goes in there, dude, I'll French kiss him.
Ever the charmer, Knoxville convinced them to do it, and he was the only one left standing after the smoke literally cleared. After rousing Bam from the brink of tears, all three men showed off their bare legs and bellies that were now spotted with red and purple welts. Number 9. Broken collarbone. Jackass 3D. Loomis Fall has popped up in a few Jackass and Wild Boy stunts throughout the years. Unfortunately, he suffered quite a horrible injury on the set of Jackass 3D. During the jet engine stunt, Fall decided to jump off a small trampoline while opening an umbrella. The jet engine blasted him off the trampoline, and he fell chest first into the hard ground. While director Jeff Tremaine can be seen laughing after the fact, he probably wasn't too smiley after learning the extent of Fall's injuries. As he later told MTV, Fall broke both his collarbone and hand in the stunt, which could maybe explain the weird way Fall hobbles around after getting up. Number 8. Butt Scrape. Jackass number 2. It came at the expense of Dave England, who was holding on to a flailing fire hose.
I'm Dave England, and this is the Fire Hose Rodeo.
England was eventually thrown from the hose and landed on his bottom, prompting one of the funniest responses from the movie. England limps around, holds his butt, and makes some ungodly yet funny noises before declaring that his bottom hurts. Only his words were far cruder. When the crew checks it out, they find that his left butt cheek is bleeding after getting scraped up from the hard and muddy ground. Number 7. Knoxville's Nasty Bruise. Jackass the movie. Johnny Knoxville has been the guinea pig in numerous riot control tests throughout his Jackass career. For the first movie, he was shot in the gut with a projectile beanbag traveling at 250 feet per second.
Is that lethal?
It's considered less lethal.
This is one of those rare stunts in which Knoxville isn't his jokey self. He seems seriously concerned and anxious before the stunt, which speaks to its inherent danger. It doesn't help that he was forced to change the positioning from the chest to the gut, as a hit to the heart had the potential to kill him.
So this morning I thought I was taking it in the chest with the beanbag projectile, but George and his company said no way, because if it hits me in the heart, I'm pretty much done with.
Knoxville goes down hard and immediately shows the result, revealing a purple welt. 2 days later, the welt had developed into a horrible bruise.
It hurts so much. Like going from a prone position to standing is, oof.
Number 6. Dave's bloody nose. Jackass number 2. Poor Dave got really messed up throughout the filming of Jackass number 2. Thankfully for us, his injuries often make for great comedic fodder. In one of the movie's funniest pranks, Dave shows up at Knoxville's house and rings the doorbell. A huge airbag then shoots out and slams directly into Dave's face, knocking him to the ground. Dave is clearly stunned by the ordeal as he can barely talk and seems rather disoriented. His nose begins to bleed and Knoxville ushers him inside while giving the crew some funny looks of sympathy. Knoxville also managed to get Steve-O, Ryan Dunn, and director Jeff Tremaine, but neither of them took it directly to the nose.
Dude, let's get inside. We got a medic inside.
Number 5. Butt infection. Jackass number 2.
Here we are at some random-ass ranch, and this is the brand, and it's gonna suck.
A lot of people walked away from Jackass number 2 with butt injuries. In one of the movie's most famous stunts, Bam receives a particularly crude brand on his right butt cheek, which was delivered by good friend Ryan Dunn. Unfortunately, the stunt proved a disaster.
Done the first time. I did press, you went like that.
Dunn was too hesitant and Bam squirmed away from the brand too much, resulting in multiple imprints. Unfortunately, these brands quickly turned into a horrific infection. Bam showed his mother the grotesque brand 3 days later, and it was not a pretty sight.
Is that permanent? Yes, look.
Number 4. Snake bites. Jackass number 2.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and this is the Anaconda Ball Pit. Oh!
Ever the performer, Johnny Knoxville attempted to wrangle a massive anaconda that was camouflaged inside a children's ball pit.
You guys gotta catch these guys, man. They tried to kill J-Lo and Ice Cube.
It did not go well. The anaconda bites Knoxville several times in the wrist and arm, and by the end of the skit, Knoxville's right forearm was a mess of numerous bites. Luckily, he didn't seem too hurt or concerned, and he continued to joke when a second anaconda attacked Ryan Dunn.
We forgot about the other snake.
Still, seeing that is incredibly scary, and it could have been even worse if Bam was inside that pit instead of Knoxville. He probably would have dropped dead in fear. Number 3. Steve-O's infection. Jackass the movie. While not necessarily an injury, this is still a hideous outcome that came about from a poorly thought out stunt.
Tropical pole vaulting.
Unsurprisingly, diving into a river of excrement is not a good idea. Steve-O performed a stunt called Pooh River Pole Vault, which saw him pole vaulting into a disgusting body of water populated with chemicals, a dead cat, and various puddles of waste. This segment was later edited into Tropical Pole Vaulting, although it removes most of the disgusting aftermath. While the movie cuts away with Steve-O swimming out of the river, a DVD extra shows him continuously vomiting in the nearby parking lot. The river reportedly gave Steve-O a serious infection, not to mention a sore stomach from all that puking. Number 2. Concussion. Jackass the movie.
I'm Johnny Knoxville.
And I'm Butterbean.
Today we're going to do a little boxing.
A stunt in the first movie saw Johnny Knoxville fighting professional boxer Butterbean inside a department store. Real name Eric Esch, Butterbean has 58 wins by knockout under his belt and weighs nearly 380 pounds. Getting hit by him would not feel good, to say the least. It doesn't take Knoxville long to go down, and when he does, he goes down hard. Knoxville was knocked unconscious and left audibly snoring on the ground, and when he came to, he was clearly dazed and in pain. Knoxville later told Sam Shuby of GQ that he suffered a concussion from the event and said the concussion ended up giving him vertigo. Damn.
By knockout in the first round, new champion, Butterbean. Woo, yeah!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Dunn's Blood Clot. Jackass number 2. Of everyone who suffered injury throughout Jackass number 2, Ryan Dunn got it the worst.
That was totally not me. I had nothing to do with it.
You pulled it down. I didn't. Oh my God, my hip. I think I gave birth.
During the climactic musical number, Preston Lacey was reportedly knocked unconscious after flying into a camera stand, and both Dunn and Bam were yanked off their feet by a galloping horse. Dunn landed on his shoulder, and the injury nearly proved fatal. He developed a serious blood clot from the injury, and its close proximity to the heart was life-threatening. He was also suffering from Lyme disease at the time, and both the disease and the treatment required for the blood clot resulted in a case of depression that lasted years. He reportedly cut off all personal contact with his friends and refused to take part in Jackass-related events.
Please, God, don't let there be a Jackass 3. Yes. Please, God, don't let there be a Jackass 3. I don't even like doing 2.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.